White House correspondent Philip Crowther. I put it to him that this is rather a falling apart at the seams of the diplomatic relationship between the US and the UK.
The position of Ambassador very much in question now because Ambassador Kim Darroch, a very popular diplomat here in Washington, his position is very much now in question. He serves at the pleasure of the host country, meaning the United States. Now, what we don't know at this point, because as is so often the case, what we have from the US president is just a tweet. He says he won't deal with Kim Darroch, the British ambassador, any longer. Now, is that just the president himself or the whole administration? If it is the whole administration, including the State Department, you can't really see a position for this specific British ambassador, for Kim Darroch, really existing here in Washington. At the end of the day, what he did, though, is something that every single ambassador anywhere around the world does. He gave his frank opinion of what is happening in the White House, his opinion of the US president, and one that many other ambassadors and governments definitely share. As you said, the words used by him, inept, dysfunctional, that is not necessarily something that even some members of the inner circle of Donald Trump would disapprove of.
Philip, Trump also critical of Theresa May in tweets, but pretty supportive of the Queen.
It's pretty much all that's left for the president because that was a state visit just a few weeks ago where there was praise for the Queen, of course. The president liked that state visit. He likes the pomp and circumstance. At the time, also, remember, he had praise for the British Prime Minister Theresa May, but that has all gone out of the window. This is a major embarrassment for her in her final days, most likely, of course, as Prime Minister. And, of course, she has a job on her hands now, or at least the British government does, and also the embassy here in Washington. They need to find out how this leak actually happened, because it's really difficult to see how anybody in this spat really has anything to gain, except maybe those who might come into positions of power in the British government very soon. If the next Prime Minister is to be Boris Johnson, well, he might get the chance to decide who might be his ambassador in Washington. And remember this, there has been a lot of praise from US President Trump for Boris Johnson in the past. There has also been a lot of praise from him for one of the Brexit leaders, Nigel Farage. The president in the past has said he would like to see him here as an ambassador. It's something that might just happen, but certainly not necessarily the whole diplomatic relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom in question right now, but certainly any diplomatic relationship that the British embassy might have established here in Washington.
Philip Crowther there in Washington.